Hey y'all, Jamie here, proud 55-year-old trans woman from New Orleans. So, where last I left off, you know, Terry and Bobby Joe had gone to Los Angeles and left me in New Orleans by myself. Right after I had turned 19. Like it was right after my 19th birthday. And they they called me from the road. They called me from LA. They were like, "Listen, girl, you stay there and hold down the fort till we get back." And I said, "Hell no. Are you crazy? Are you fucking crazy? I'm not staying in New Orleans while y'all are gallivanting around Hollywood for the summer. Like, no. Are you kidding me?" I told Terry, I said, "You better figure it out. You better figure it out, girl. I've got to be there. You got to get me there too." Because we had talked about going to LA ever since I met her when I was 14. Like we had been talking about it for 4 years about going to LA. And now she was out here. I'm in California now. So she was out here and I'm back there in New Orleans. And so, anyway, she informs me, okay, she tells me she's going to see what she can do. Well, she met someone. Terry met, and I've debated about whether or not to talk about this. I'm going to be real honest with y'all. I don't know if it's going to have backlash on me for talking about this person or not. But she met Eddie Murphy. Yes, the A-list comedian, actor in Hollywood, star of Beverly Hills Cop movies and The Clumps and everything else he's done. She met him. And to be honest with y'all, he's kind of notoriously known in the trans community for being into us. Like, as much as that's not known publicly, it's very known in our community. And so he was telling her how beautiful he thought she was and this, that, and the other. And she told him, "Well, if you like me, you would love my best friend. She's back in New Orleans and she's blonde and she's got light eyes like me and, the whole 9 yards." And so he gave her money for a ticket for me. He told her to buy me a ticket with the money to get me to Hollywood to come meet him. So yeah, Eddie Murphy paid for me to move to Hollywood when I was 19 years old. That's the truth. And he paid for, Terry got me a bus ticket. Listen, I didn't have ID and stuff to be flying. We didn't have that kind of money to be throwing around like that. So yeah, we got a bus ticket. And I got on the bus and spent almost 3 days to get from New Orleans to Los Angeles to the Hollywood bus depot. Almost 3 days traveling across the desert and everything. Oh my Lord. And I was a little baby trans back then. Like I wasn't, I can go a lot longer and a lot further now without needing to redo myself, if you know what I mean. So I get out to LA. I show up out here in Hollywood. And Terry and Bobby Joe pick me up from the bus station and we go back to the hotel where we're all staying. I actually spoke to my mother the day I got there and told her that we were going to be staying in a hotel paying $1,600 a month each to stay at this hotel. And my mother said, "Your dicks are going to fall off trying to do that much fucking to pay for that place." That was her exact words to me. And I was like, "You really don't know what I'm like in bed at all." Anyway, that's TMI again. So yeah, I went out that night for my very first time in Hollywood. And I stepped out onto Santa Monica Boulevard. And it was like stepping out onto the fucking freeway to turn dates. Like, it was just 4 lanes of traffic with a whole median lane and just an amazing amount of cars and traffic and people. And it was like nothing I had experienced. I hadn't had that experience before. And I felt very overwhelmed. And I asked the girls, they introduced me to a tall black girl named Sade. And they introduced me to some other girls out there, Onyx and a couple of other girls, Anna E, Anyway, so they tell me, "Listen, you're going to be fine, girl. The only thing you need to remember is whatever you do, do not let dates take you up into the Hollywood Hills. If they start driving towards the Hollywood Hills, you're screwed, because that's where they take the girls to murder them. And then they were like, good luck, you're going to be fine. So a car pulls over, a Camaro, never forget it, a Camaro. And I got in it, and the guy starts driving straight for the fucking Hollywood Hills after he gets me stoned on California pot for the first time in my life, and I was baked in his car. And he starts driving straight up into the Hollywood Hills. And I started crying. I started crying, and I was high, and I freaked the fuck out on this man, and I was like, you're gonna kill me. They told me if you took me towards the hills that you were gonna kill me, and I knew it. I knew I messed up. And if y'all want to know what happened next, y'all know the routine. Be here tomorrow, and I will too. I love you all. I love you all for watching, and I love you for the comments. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.